stage, the dog costume contest, which is very popular, and many more. Visit the restaurants in our downtown area for lunch. We also have Mingle at the Market on the 7th that night at 7 p.m. to 10, 7 p.m. until 10. Listen to the tunes of Shattered Glass. Gates open at 6:30 p.m. There will be a beverage garden and food trucks. 12 and under are free, and there are no pets, please. And we also encourage you to go on to the entertainment venues and many restaurants websites that we have in our community to get information about what is going on at those venues. And of course, for more information, you can look on our Everything Happening in Vinton Facebook page and like it and share it, please. And we're also going to be doing the Parade of Trees at the War Memorial. I know this is early for this, but I want to get it out so that all the businesses will know that they can participate in this. The businesses will sponsor a tree, and it'll be, well, actually, they will purchase the tree, put the tree up, and decorate it for the local business. And then they'll have, Santa will be joining them at several different times, and there are other ways to sponsorship. You can sponsorship cookies, hot chocolate, or s'mores kits. So lots of different ways to do that. We did it last year for the first time. It was kind of windy last year, so I think we were going to do a new setup this year. But anyway, very nice, and I wanted everybody to be aware of it, so I will be announcing that all the time.
I think the Mingle, they changed the time for this one. I think it's 6 to 9.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, right after.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah.
No worries.
That
So
makes
one more
sense.
time, it's 6
To 9.
to 9.
6 to 9.
6 to 9, because I think there was confusion before when they moved it to 7, or they had it at 7, so 6 to
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Keith.
Sure.
Yes, thanks. Thank you very much for that. By the way, I think the History Museum is going to have a special day that day too. Isn't that right? Yeah, open house, yard sale, whatever. So, all right. Any other announcements? Nope. Okay. Did you say you didn't have anything?
I do.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Vice Mayor, I understand you have a announcement to read.
I do, Mr. Mayor and members of council. I have a thank you for your kindness and sympathy at a time when it was deeply appreciated. Dear Town Council, thank you all for donating to the Vinton Museum in my mother's name, Maddie Forbes. She worked for many years on getting the place up and running and attending a lot of the functions for the future. There is no better way to honor her than donations to the Vinton Museum. Thank you sincerely, Douglas A. Forbes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Very nice. All right. Request to postpone or change the agenda? Nothing. And tonight, the consent agenda contains the minutes of the regular meeting of September 19th, 2023. Any changes or additions? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mullins for approval, a second by Councilmember Lyles. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Julie, I went kind of quick through that. You get that? Councilmember? Okay, thanks. I don't see anything listed under awards or presentations. I'm sure the police department will have some stuff coming up. They always do, so. All right, comments from citizens. I don't see any here tonight, so I guess we're good there. And with that, we'll move on to a briefing about the Vinton History Museum lease. Chastity, it's all yours.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
It was a long line of people to get in here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found a seat.
Right.
Yeah, glad you guys see.
So I'm here for the update of the Vinton History Museum lease, which y'all know that we, the town of Vinton and the History Museum have worked together for many of years. So we have presented the new, or it's just an updated lease. So there's just a couple edits that we just wanted to let y'all know about. Basically, the initial lease will begin begin November 1st, 2023 through June 30th of 2024, and that's to align with our fiscal year. And then the lease will contain 4 additional 1-year renewals that will expire on June 30th, 2028. The town of Vinton will maintain the operating systems of the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, which we still do now, and will provide routine exterior maintenance to the roof, windows, walls, and doors. The town of Vinton provides all utilities. And then the number 6 bullet on there, there's a correction. I talked to Tony about this. It says the Historical Society will provide the routine ground maintenance. In the lease, it states that it is Public Works, and that's who's doing it. It's just this cover has the wrong information.
Gotcha.
And then lastly, the Historical Society will provide funds for major physical improvements with regards to operations of the board building as a history museum. And then a separate MOU will be utilized to provide guidance and establishment for the staffing and the operations of the history museum. So one of our goals for this year was to actually do an operating operations manual. That's something they do not have. I love all of them and all their effort, but I could only unlock the door. I don't know how to run it. So that is one of our goals. But other than that, we just want to get this back on the minutes and the lease up to date.
Okay. Great.
Any questions or anything?
Questions, Ken? Okay. Great job. Thank you, Chastity.
Y'all made this easy.
Thank you. All right. With that, we'll move to the public hearings for tonight. This is a public hearing for consideration of, I'm going to read this whole thing because I think there's a lot of good stuff in there. Public comments concerning the proposed amendment to the Town of Vinton's 2023-2024 budget to appropriate funding for several capital improvement projects, including, I love this list, Mountain View Road, parking lot construction, economic development incentives, and community blight abatement and acquisition in the total amount of $1,833,750 in the capital fund. So I will officially open the public hearing, and we'll have the staff report. If you would, please, Cody.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So what we have tonight with this approximately $1.8 million rollover, it is a rollover resolution, and the reason it's titled that, rollover reappropriation, is these were all projects that had been appropriated and provided funding in either last fiscal year or, in the case of Mountain View Road, a few fiscal years prior, in anticipation of these projects coming to fruition. So with each of the projects listed, the Mountain View Road project, the Walnut Avenue parking construction, the Gish Mill delivery incentives, and the community blight abatement and acquisition, each of those projects had been funded in previous years and planned for, often deliberately funded in advance, and they are now ready to move forward, either to construction or to delivery of some sort, as they weren't in previous fiscal years. So those prior appropriations expired on June 30th, and so the ask for tonight is to move that money forward. One sort of discussion point is that with this $1.8 million moving forward, approximately 1.7 million of that is all old money due to moving some money around from previous projects. Some were cheaper, some were more expensive, and higher bid estimates. It is 1.7 million approximately of the old money, and then moving about a 100,000 from our capital reserves to help make that whole. So if you would like any more detail on that movement, I can provide it, but the vast majority of this money is what I would consider sort of old appropriations that just need to be moved forward into the current fiscal year. So we are leaving our capital reserves still relatively untouched for future projects.
Great. Good deal. Thank you for that report. And obviously, we don't have any public comments. Council, you have any questions or any discussions? I guess we've heard all these details several times, right? So with that, I will quickly close the public hearing. And we need to take some action. You have before you a resolution that would amend the town of Vinton's budget as Cody just described.
Also move the resolution.
Okay?
Oh, go ahead.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Vice Mayor Stovall, second by Councilmember McCarty. Julie, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. All right, our second public hearing for this evening is to take comments concerning granting a real estate property lease to the company we typically know as Twin Creeks Brewery. So we'll officially open the public hearing, and Cody, if you would give the staff report, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of council. This is an item that was briefed before council by Town Manager Peters at the September 19th meeting. The town and Twin Creeks were notified by Virginia ABC that due to the construction of Twin Creeks' new outdoor patio and stage area, they no longer had contiguous ownership from the brewery to that stage, and ABC had notified the parties that needed to be rectified for their ABC license. So the town has agreed to enter into a lease with Twin Creeks Brewing to provide a small piece of property between the brewery and their outdoor patio area, providing that contiguous ownership to satisfy the rules from Virginia ABC. You have the lease in front of you. The term, it's a 9-month initial term for up to 4 additional 1-year renewals.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And we will call for public comments. Obviously, no one here. So, council, do you have any questions or any discussion? Nope.
I mean, you gotta love the ABC.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, my stars.
Oh, gee. Okay, we will officially close the public hearing and consider the action for tonight, which is adoption of a real estate property lease to the company we know as Twin Creeks Brewery.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Lyles, second by Councilmember Mullins. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyles?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. We do have a couple other items for action tonight. Cody, I think you were going to give some information about the first one. Is that right?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. 1 second while I shuffle papers.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I was distracting you.
The town attorney was distracting me. I apologize.
No problem.
The first item requiring action tonight is the consideration of the adoption of a resolution that would reauthorize a position in each of the police department and the Vinton Public Works Department. These were previously frozen as part of the ongoing discussions and adoption of the FY24 budget that occurred back in the spring. So some of the broad context that goes along with this is when town staff in consultation with town council were developing the FY24 budget this past spring, the sort of the economic outlook of the country was a little less uncertain than what it was now. We also sought to provide some additional compensation for our public works and police departments, and as a part of that, we chose to freeze 2 positions, one in each of those departments, with the thinking that as the economic picture for the country got clearer moving throughout the year, as our revenue streams for the fiscal year became clearer, and based on need within those departments, I won't say that we are the fully staffed word in one of those departments, knock on all the wood. But as the need has arisen, that we would come before council with a recommendation to unfreeze and reauthorize those positions. So the police department has reached that point with a strong candidate moving through the process for the unfrozen or the position to be unfrozen. And while going on and preserving that, Public Works has, while not having a candidate in hand, we have begun discussions with Director Bo Herndon for how to best position his department moving forward based on the staffing that he has. So it's our recommendation for you all to unfreeze these positions sort of based on the revenue and the economic situation and the department head's desires for them at this time. And Police Chief Drummond could speak to the police department, or I would be more than willing to speak to Public Works if you so desire.
Okay. Thank you, Cody, for that information. Council, you've heard the explanation. Do you have any questions or comments? No? If not, we do have before us a resolution that would reauthorize the positions that Cody just described. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mullins, second by Councilmember McCarty. Julie, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lyle,
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty,
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall,
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes. One more time, right?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
before Mr. Sexton goes to number 2, I would like, as a council member, to recuse myself from the vote that's going to take place on number 2.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for that. All right.
Mr. Mayor, sir.
Typically, when you recuse yourself, you're supposed to state why you're recusing yourself.
I am on the executive committee for this project for the
Okay,
Boys
so
and Boys and Girls Club.
Gotcha.
And I
Thank
feel
you.
like it's a conflict.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Mr. Mayor and members of council, what you have before you for this item is the consideration to adopt a resolution that would appropriate funds of $1,500 as a donation to the Boys and Girls Club for the exterior fencing of a community playground project that is on land owned by Vinton Baptist Church adjacent to the Lott's Funeral Home at the intersection of Washington and Poplar. This is a 4-part partnership that is being undertaken by the Boys and Girls Club, Vinton Baptist Church, the Virginia Healthy Youth Foundation, and Kaboom, the manufacturer of the playgrounds. So this has been an ongoing project. Spearheaded by them. It would be a community playground open to the public for public use, and due to its location, not only for the safety of the kids, but its location along Washington Avenue, the fencing was deemed to be necessary. So the town has received a request to assist with this fundraising project, and staff recommends $1,500, which is our understanding. It's about 10% of the total fundraising ask.
Okay. Thank you, Cody. Council, you have any questions or comments? Nope. If not, we do have a resolution that we should consider, which would appropriate $1,500 as a donation to the Boys and Girls Club Program Project.
I'll make the motion to accept.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember McCarty, and a second by Councilmember Lyle. If you would, please call the roll, Joe.
Councilmember Lyles,
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty,
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins,
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes. Jeremy, I'm glad you're here. I don't see anything listed. I'm kind of glad about that, because maybe we're not in trouble, right?
Mostly just working on contracts and such these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
The leases like we saw and some things like that.
Right.
Obviously, always happy to answer any questions if anybody has them.
Okay, appreciate you. And you've set the standard for the ties. So Keith, what did you decide about the ties, man? You're in charge of that.
Oh, am I in charge?
Or-
What's that again now? I'm sorry.
When are we going back to the ties? Says Jeremy always wears a tie.
I'm open, whatever.
Jeremy's got a tie and.
I'll have to go buy a couple, but we.
Well, the weather says summer still, but
Yeah,
until this weekend.
yeah.
Yes.
We could wear a vest
Oh, it's gonna have to get cold.
later on.
Really cold.
We get it cold in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess next time around then maybe. So town manager projects, did you have anything else?
I do have just a very few number of announcements to make, mostly due to road and infrastructure projects. On Walnut Avenue, what we call Walnut Avenue Phase 2 project, which is right behind the municipal building connecting to Lee Avenue. That project is substantially complete and open. It is undergoing final VDOT inspection next week. So while we don't anticipate anything major that may close it again, it is a possibility. But for all intents and purposes, that project has been completed and is open and being enjoyed by the public as we speak.
Yeah.
So excellent win on that. Moving to the other end of Walnut Avenue Phase 1 project down around Cargill at the entrance to the town. That is approaching substantial completion. The contractor is still doing some not last minute, sort of final cleanup on that. And the town also anticipates within the next couple months coming in and paving that project and restriping to help sort of clean up that area and get it to its completion as well. So of course, the road is open. When we pave, we will close a little bit of it or flag it. But you know, the final completion of that is on its way as well. The Gus Nix speed reduction and striping occurred as planned yesterday, went into effect October 2nd. So I would encourage anyone driving on Gus Nix to be aware of the reduced speed to 25. It is signed as of now, and one of Chief Drummond's employees may help the public along with that. Should anyone choose to.
I don't watch Channel 10 a lot, but whenever it was, 3 or 4 days, 5 days, they did a great job on it, I thought. Mm-hmm. And, talked about the fact of safety and, people, naturally slowing people down. But they did a good job. They really did.
That's Channel 10?
Yes, it was Channel 10.
I didn't see that one. I saw
I
it
didn't
a
either.
couple weeks ago, 7.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Channel 10 and Channel 7 have both
Good.
covered it.
Yeah.
So that is in effect the reduction or it really is an extension of the 25 mile per hour that already existed on Washington Avenue. Now extending that 25 mile per hour all the way to the town line at the Glade Creek Bridge. So be aware of that and be cautious. The last striping project, East Cleveland Avenue, is mostly complete. We're waiting on the contractor to come and finish some last minute lines there, but the parking lines, the shoulder lines, everything are in place. And once again, for all intents and purposes, it does appear to be working and sort of helping the flow of traffic on that road. So we would encourage people as we put up the no parking signs on the south side to obey them, or once again, one of Chief Drummond's officers may be paying them a visit.
Yeah.
Once again, for safety and the flow of that and maintenance for snow removal. And then lastly, Columbus Day is Monday, and the town offices will be closed for that holiday. And I would note in the agenda before you, just one correction because of that. The Finance Committee meeting, which was scheduled for October 9th at 3 p.m., has been rescheduled for October 16th at 3 p.m. So that are all the updates I have, but happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Okay. Council, any questions? No? All right. Thank you, Cody, for the major updates. Speaking of council, I'll turn to you folks for your closing comments. Councilmember Lyles, you have anything further this evening?
Oh, no, Cody just kind of summed up what I was going to say. I was going down Walden Avenue. Walden Avenue looks really good right there right behind the municipal building, the parking lot. It's looking like, since they've grazed the parking lot, it looks a lot bigger than what it was when it had the fence around it and stuff. So can't wait for that project to see fruition too.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of folks ask about that. So
Looks really
you're
good.
right. Yeah. It's okay.
We've been talking about it a long time and coming together.
Yeah, finally. So, Bree, you have anything further this evening?
Well, I hate that I missed the last council meeting. I wasn't feeling well, but I did want to congratulate Odie and Andrew for their recognition. Andrew, it looks good to have this 1.8 million on here. You're kicking butt over there, so thank you very much for that. My shout out for the restaurants is Renee's Restaurant. We went there and had a very good breakfast. And I'm not sure that it was mentioned the last meeting, but I thought I would mention it again. If we could please keep the family of Ann Brown in our prayers and thoughts. She passed away, and she and her family have done lots for the town of Vinton. So just remember them.
You betcha.
Yeah, Councilmember McCarty, and that's Saturday? Is that?
Yes.
That's, what time? Do y'all,
11:30.
30 to 1:30.
okay, gotcha. Thank you.
And where's that going to be? I missed
Thrasher.
Thrasher. Okay. Yeah, our family has really contributed a lot to this community over the years, that's for sure.
Great educator.
Yeah. Councilmember Mullins, anything further?
The only thing I'd like to just give a little shout out to the planning department. They are always on the ball, and I appreciate their help, as usual.
Yeah, they are. Okay, Vice Mayor, anything further?
I do want to thank you, four of you. If you haven't been by the property as far as the Boys and Girls Club is concerned, and I did abstain because we started this project back in February. I'm in on the executive committee, and my role is of course fundraising for the fence. But the greatest thing about it is that I've spent more time with the students of the Boys and Girls Club, and they're just absolutely fantastic to listen to them talk. They did design. We had drawing day where we brought them in and set them down and let them design what they'd like to have as playground. Cool. Most of them had, the biggest one was the monkey bars. One person put a Ferrari that I'd be able to set in. So, but we're well on our way. Now, I will tell you, and you can jot these dates down, it's October 25th, 26th, and 27th. That is a Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The big day is the Build Day, which is on October 27th. Mayor, I think you've already been invited by the committee. We're going to cut the ribbon at 2:30.
Oh, that's right. I did see that.
Love to have you involved. Love to have you recognized. If you want to come and volunteer, if you know an organization that does, we want as many people fingerprints on this project as we can get.
Yeah.
So,
2:30 on the 27th,
yes, ma'am. It's 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Right.
but the ribbon cut.
Ribbon cutting is on the 27th at 2:30.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
On Friday.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Vice Mayor. And you're exactly right. I tell you, I'm really thrilled that the Boys and Girls Club are here in Vinton. Of course,
When they come from Horn and Cundiff, is
Yeah.
where they come from.
Yeah.
We'll open it to the public. And this is kind of a caveat, too, that I didn't realize till last week but Lots Funeral Home. Lots is, I don't want to say excited, but anyway, I guess Lots is kind of excited to the fact that when they have big viewings and they have kids that parents bring,
Oh, that's.
the only thing they got to do is like run around the chapel or play out in the parking lot, which is kind of dangerous. And like, hey, we got somebody now or something to take kids over and they can play at the playground while somebody's having.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, it is good.
yeah,
It's
hadn't thought about that.
So anyway, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I didn't really have any lengthy comments tonight. I just wanted to, like you said, Mike, thank the council members. Although we didn't have a lot scheduled for this time, you usually report on various things that council members do. But there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. And the last couple of weeks, we've had some great behind-the-scenes stuff and a lot of hard work from our council members. And I appreciate you folks so much. I think we operate well as a team, and that's really important. So thank you guys for what you're doing.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you,
Thank
Julie.
you.
Thank you, Julie.
You on Facebook?
No worries.
We'll keep practicing, maybe next time.
Great.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Anything else come before council this evening? Nope. If not, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, please signify by leaving.
Yeah.
All right.
We did good, Bob. Oh. I'll be by 7 o'clock. Do that.
See that, Brent? Got a